How is everybody doing out there? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is the Amateur Otaku podcast. Excited and ready to talk about One Piece. So excited to be here. So much to talk about. Isaac and I were going to talk about One Piece manga out of all things earlier this week. And then life happened and it didn't happen. But I'm so happy it didn't happen because so much of One Piece that came out this week. So we wanted to take a minute and talk about, I think it's our first actual otaku conversation on Netflix's The One Piece and all the news and castings in regards to One Piece live action season 2, which is currently in production. I am very excited to be here. Again, I'm Brandon Alvarado, Monkey D. Braffy here, accompanying my mad dog Isaac. What is up, Mike? Wrong anime, which I know you haven't watched, but well done.
Purposely.
And the man Joel, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? So excited to be here. Been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm excited.
It's been a minute, indeed.
So I figure let's not waste time. Let's get right into it. And I think the first thing we want to talk about, I think, because the biggest news, of course, is the live action casting. So we're going to do our best to talk a little bit about all the live action casting news and the last three that were announced during this week and Oda's announcement in regards to season 2, what it's going to cover. But let's first talk about Netflix's The One Piece. And for those that have been underneath a rock, The One Piece is a very ambitious project because it's not only going to be a remake of One Piece, the anime, which is a remake of a show that's still ongoing, but it's meant to be the definitive version of the story.
What does that mean?
Because their goal is to fix the pacing issues that were there due to serialization, and they're going to focus on being strictly the manga story and streamline it as best as possible with modern anime storytelling pacing. One of the things that we've talked a lot about here, especially when talking about Demon Slayer, talking about Kaiju number 8, is that we feel that the pacing in anime in the last 15 years has evolved to a point where there's no need to extend something for 15 episodes when you can get right to the point and be brilliant about it in 3 episodes or 2 episodes, right? And that's one of the biggest things that they're trying to do with the One Piece, which, interestingly enough, it is a joint project between which studio? Toei Animation, which is the studio that is currently making the One Piece anime. And Fuji Animation and Shueisha. So it's a big, ambitious project with updated animation. I would assume it's going to have updated music and new scores. And I don't know. It's crazy. It's interesting. And some of the stills that have been released look beautiful. But before we jump in this, Isaac, as someone that really doesn't care about One Piece,
Excuse me.
I know I'm being facetious.
Who was the one that made you finally get to read it?
Fair. It wasn't you. I made a personal decision after being screamed at. What was your response? What was your first thought when this was first announced?
I got.
Agreed. I like it. What was your first thought when this was announced, Isaac?
I got confused because, well, there's already an ongoing series, and if you're watching the current season, they are having a very heavy budget and animation. Every episode, as of right now, is downright movie quality,
Yep.
and so which makes me a bit confused of why they are doing a remake right now. But that being said, on the flip side, you have an animated series that newcomers might be less, dare I say, scared of to join to start with, considering they will condense episodes for the adaptation in comparison. And I
Yeah.
and I have to say, before people are talking about how the pacing is bad and with the Toei one, and I have to say they want to have it weekly. It's not going. It's not seasonal, so of course it will have a fewer chapter for each episode. Do we really want Toei animations in animators to have Mappa level, if not better, uh, animation as they have right now to a certain extent, while covering, let's say, 10 chapter each weekly? No, I don't. If you want to do weekly, take less chapters and make good use out of it. If I'm being completely frank.
Yep. So are you not crazy about the idea?
I am interested, but as someone that is up to speed with the anime and the manga as of right now, I might not be. Let's fucking go. If you're quoting Deadpool and Wolverine, but I
Fair.
am curious about how they are handling, because they have said that this is going to. There is not going to be censoring this show. It's gonna be as, dare I say, brutal as the manga can be.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, they have censored a lot of scenes in the anime, and I get it why. But now that they are, I don't know if you call it Netflix original or not, but the Netflix adaptation, they decided that they can be. Oh, Mike's yearning. So there is benefits for it.
Make Mike a Muppet. I mean, Chopper.
Hello, Mike.
Mikhail.
So while Mike gets set up, see, that's interesting points, Isaac. Joel, when you first heard of this project being announced, what were your thoughts?
Confusion was probably my first initial thought, because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're doing an anime for an anime? I'm confused. Like, you're updating an anime that's still going on. That's usually something reserved for a show that's ended, and like ended with time has passed. Ended, and this show's still currently going. Now that this show is definitely an anomaly in its own right, because it's one of those shows that just doesn't end. But
Yeah.
that again, neither here nor there, because I do love it regardless. But the fact that they're modernizing the animation and, like you said, condensing it is like that for the, I think for the masses, that's a good thing, because even though I'm not afraid of the length of it, and I've been with it for as long as I've been with it, a lot of people are afraid to join. They would take the journey so far because it's so long, and they're scared of how long it is, and they'll probably fall off of it. Even though I think it's so good, you won't fall off of it, but it's still scary for a lot of people. And I get it. I've heard so many people already telling me that they're going to watch this new one because they want to watch it. They just want to sit there for as long as this show has been on. And I totally understand. But yeah, initial feelings were more like complete confusion as to what? That's a good thing.
So, Mike, you look like you're about to drop some bars. So, same question
Hi.
to you, and welcome to the pod. By the way,
I legit forgot we were doing this today. I'm sorry. I'm late.
I mean, you were never confirmed, but I'm glad you're here.
It's okay.
But like when you first heard about this, as someone that has as much connections to One Piece as limited to the first live action season, because that's really the most relationship you have. When this was announced, what was your reaction?
I'm there day one for sure. I wholeheartedly disagree with Isaac's take of like this show needed a remake. Like I tried to watch One Piece. Long story. I'm gonna try and condense it. It's like 2020. I have COVID. It's a pandemic. I'm just binge watching shows. So I'm like, I'll watch One Piece. I'm gonna be here and locked up for like a year. We didn't know that, but like I try to watch One Piece. And those first few episodes are very rough. And you guys are 1,000 episodes removed from it, so I don't think you realize how rough 1999 One Piece is in 2020, you know? So I ended up watching Naruto instead, which was also rough, but not as rough. Right. So I feel like One Piece needs that remake to reach that new audience. And knowing what I do know about the manga and the anime currently, I think it needs that refresh where, again, we're in that era where we talked about the shonen manga ending, right? And like, what's going to be the next big book to take off from Shonen Jump? We also see that with anime because some of these anime shows are ending. Like JJK has 2 more seasons left in it. Demon Slayer is going to be ending next year. My Hero's got 1 season left. So it'd be really cool for One Piece to just be like, okay, now you can start One Piece and it's going to be 300 episodes instead of 1,000 episodes, you know, which is still a lot, but way more manageable, way more doable for the average person. Especially because I love the live action show. I know the live action show can't tackle everything, and it's not gonna finish this story. I don't know where it's gonna end up, but it's nice to know that there's an option for me to get into it. Because again, 1,000 episodes is a lot for anybody to take on. I keep going back to like that TikTok I shared with you guys where it was like every anime that's shorter than the Wano arc, and it was like all of these like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or My Hero Academia, and it's like
Full Metal is like 70 episodes, if that.
Yeah, and it's like
it took them like 4 years just for that arc, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's where the length where I'm like, yeah, that's what's off-putting. Because as great as the show is, if I can watch 10 other shows in that span, I might just watch 10 other shows in that span. And so giving me a shorter version to still enjoy One Piece, I'm there day one. Easy call.
It's very interesting also what they're trying to do is that they said them supposedly, the rumor mill, because I don't know how confirmed this is. I haven't read enough articles to know if this is confirmed or not, but they're talking about they're shooting to make it a 260 to 280 episode count.
Yeah.
To the point that they reach the final saga, which it's a huge difference when compared to the current anime, which actually is one of the anime has the least amount of filler in all of anime. So it's mostly all story content. It's just that the pacing, the way it's done, is stretched out because of, I think, because of serialization or because it needed to be stretched out, probably because of the type of storytelling that we used to be doing back 25 years ago.
Like Isaac said, it's weekly, so they're padding time. That's really all it is. So,
Right.
So it's like, while the episode itself isn't 100% filler like Naruto, the episode might be 60% filler, and it's
because they took an event and stretched it out, right?
And so that's also I think what hurts this show, the original One Piece, a little bit too, where it's like with Naruto, the filler are just individual episodes. It's like, hey, skip this 20 episode chunk, and then you get back to canon content. Whereas One Piece, you can't do that. It's like, well, it's canon, but they stretched it out to it's razor thin, and you have to watch all these episodes.
Yeah,
which I think is an interesting dilemma that they kind of put themselves in there.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited for the One Piece because more than anything, it looks. Let me see where I can find this here. The One Piece looks beautiful. Like, it looks phenomenal. It looks beautiful right now. Like, when you guys look at this art style looks gorgeous.
Is this just concept art? Or is this what the show's gonna look like? Because if they're going oil painting style, that's very unique.
I think it's going to be something similar to this. I wouldn't be surprised because for this to be the first couple of stills that they're putting out there, not only that, you can see into the signs of Usopp and the sign of Luffy. It feels a lot more reserved, but a lot, especially in comparison to the anime. Um, and I really hope this is what it is. But also, the people tackling the remake, we're talking
It's
about,
like a dream team.
bro, like the guys that did Attack on Titan while Wit was doing Attack on Titan is doing the One Piece. And not only that, they put out this featurette, which to me was pretty awesome, where they were talking about how the team in Wit Studio and Toei are all working together to make the new one better. Like it's not just the fact that Toei is working on the current anime, they're also finding ways to support what Wit Studio is doing because they're all just fans of One Piece. Look at Buggy, bro. He looks funny and menacing, and it's great. But this style, I really hope that is something very close to this. I like the muted colors, and I kind of feel very interesting. I feel very interested to see how the action is going to look, because if this is going to be a more mature or more straightforward take, I'm really excited to see because we've
They
seen.
said that it was gonna be uncensored, so
Well, but uncensored for One Piece, personally, doesn't really tell me a lot.
I mean
Because-
the
because
fight
even-
in the restaurant where Sanya is working on, that is much more brutal in the manga, and they are going for that tone in comparison how the Toei
See,
anime does, for example.
I don't disagree with that, but at the same time,
It was just an example, dude.
no. I know as an example, but what I'm saying is, One Piece has never been gory or brutal to begin with. So them saying it's uncensored, to me, they're gonna show the bullet as opposed to just a bullet hole. They're gonna show more blood and stuff like that. To me, that doesn't speak like something that's gonna wow me.
Does uncensored One Piece, go any harder than Demon Slayer? Like I don't know what that actually means.
And that's what I mean. Like One Piece and Demon Slayer are completely different types of action heavy.
100%.
I think I would say that they want to say uncensored because they're going to be as faithful to the book as possible, especially when it comes to, like, for example, that scene where Nami is just hurting herself, screaming Arlong. It's probably going to be a lot more vivid. And that it's the kind of scene that I would see. But I'm very interested to see how they translate the action, because all I think about right now, when I think about One Piece, all I'm thinking about right now is Wit Studio cooking season 3, Levi against Kenny and his group. Like I'm thinking about that. So I'm that's the kind of stuff that kind of makes me go, damn, I can't wait to see something.
That's why when they announced it, I'm like, oh, okay. Because they, like you guys said, it's an all-star lineup. It's basically the entire Attack on Titan team with a couple of members of the Spy Family team, which makes me a little afraid of Spy Family next season. It's like, oh no, let's see how that's gonna go. But they're basically a bunch of creatives from shows that I already love and adore, and it's like, oh, okay, they're gonna take this and shrink this down. Like if you said they're gonna aim for around 300 episodes, that's still on the long end for anime today, but that's still way more doable.
It's 11 arcs. Like they're doing we're like first season it's probably going to be the entirety of East Blue. Second one is going to be probably Grand Line towards Alabasta.
I guess my thing is like going back to MHA, right? That just ended. That's probably going to end around just shy of 200 episodes when that series wraps up. So if One Piece is around 300, I'm like, that's an insane amount of condensing, because One Piece is twice as long, almost 3 times as long as My Hero Academia. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Yep. I do like the idea of it being like the Dragon Ball Z Kai of the One Piece universe. Like
Yeah.
it's literally Oda giving the green light. Like, yes, I want everyone to re-experience One Piece again. And those he's doing this for the people that are watching the live action for the first time, kind of, because I want everybody to find the One Piece at the same time. So it's so that to me, I like how involved he is in all of this, and I think that's why I'm so excited, because it's not just something that came out of nowhere. Like the fact that this has been cooking for a minute, it has me very excited.
He's almost he's more of a workaholic than Hiromashima, and that saying a lot. The fairy tale mangaka.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I'm very excited for the One Piece, especially if it's going to look something like this. I just hope to see more stills or an actual trailer very soon. I mean, this was announced what, late last year or earlier this year?
It's been a year because it was One
Almost.
Piece Day last year. So
Yeah. So,
Wow.
oh, the fact that One Piece Day became an. Do you think we'll get something in Geeked Week
Hopefully.
When is Geek Week again?
in like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
We're gonna get something for. Okay, I think I can talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna get something for season 2 of Netflix. We're not gonna get
I'll
anything
take that.
for this, I don't think.
Nice. I'm excited because I like the fact that I think we can jump into live action. Or does anybody else have anything else to say about the One Piece?
Let's go forth.
So I think I like the timing, because not only did we get great casting announcements in this last week, right? Geek Week is coming up, so whatever we didn't get this week, we're probably going to get at Geek Week. So I think it's safe to say the best place to start is literally reading the announcement that Oda Sensei shared with us on Twitter, which I love when Oda does these things. It's a mixture of him being happy about how production is going, but also him letting people know, oh, just so you guys know, I'm in charge of everything that's happening, and this is what we're doing. Like, I love that he's like, I think he's the only manga creator that we know that is so vocal about how involved he is and how he is not letting anybody do it differently.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's just Oda, and Kishimoto's been starting to do the same thing with this Naruto movie, where he's just like, "Hey, I'm working on the script with them. Don't worry." And it's like, okay, this is a thing now, I guess.
As a
I mean, they have
are
big
buddies.
enough of a manga that he probably can have some more influences than other manga casts whenever they get an anime adaptation. It was a live action adaptation.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the Yu Yu Hakusho's manga cast name again?
Is it in Yoshinori Nagi?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is that one? That's the same one as Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah, he also did Hunter x Hunter. But my point is, he probably isn't as. Then again, he has his health problem, but I wouldn't say that Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter is as big as Naruto or One Piece, but that's a story for another day. So they probably.
I completely disagree with that statement, but I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah, you get what I mean.
I am going to say this. I did see this meme.
The more popular the IP, the more likely the creator is being able to have some stance in it. That's my entire point.
And I agree. The one thing I am going to say, though, I saw this meme that voiced my soul, like this TikTok that voiced my soul a little bit ago. They were talking about the One Piece and whatever. And then this guy goes, so we're spending money on an anime that's going to remake an anime that's still ongoing. And I know, Evangelion got a remake. Where's my Yu Yu Hakusho remake? Because if there's a show that deserves a remake, it's Yu Yu Hakusho. Damn it.
There's a lot of shows that deserve a remake, but that's a video for another time.
Hey, if Hunter x Hunter can come back, Yu Yu Hakusho can get a remake. That's all I'm saying. So I figure I'm just going to go ahead and read the statement from Oda Sensei. for everyone at home. So, so season two announcement, Netflix and Tomorrow Studios. Oda Sensei writes the following: Yes, the live action One Piece is currently in production with filming well underway. The story will cover Loketown, Reverse Mountain, Twin Cape, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island. Think about it. Imagine how much it'll cost. But whether it's the script or the cast, I continue to insist on this or that, which makes Matt, the showrunner, go crazy, and Netflix go crazy, and Tomorrow Studios to go crazy. As they all pull their hairs out. All that, even though we grew so close making season one. But it's because we all share the same passion for this show. Just as with last season, they've gone out of their way to promise that they won't put the show out until I'm satisfied. This isn't in the contract, you know. It's a verbal pledge. I hope you can appreciate how amazing and determined they are for keeping their word, and they've certainly proven their ability to bring this role to the screen. I just can't wait to see it. Meanwhile, the previously announced cast is compiled on the official X account, so go check it out. The Grand Line is an even more expansive world. You may wonder what was the inspiration behind that kingdom. How would it connect to the real world? Naturally, the distinctive cast members have been assembled from around the world, and I can't help but get excited thinking about how the adventure has already begun. Among those yet to be announced, what about Vivi and Miss All Sunday? What are they doing with Chopper? We can't announce everyone all at once, but starting tomorrow, this was back on Tuesday of this last week, we'll be announcing more cast members over the 3 days, August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Look out for those and stay tuned for more exciting updates to come. And of course, he shares his own drawings of the live action characters.
I love
He
it.
drew Iñaki, Emily, Taz, McKenyu, and Jacob. And so great. Oda Sensei, the best. So, to me, and I'm gonna say it because I'm very happy. The biggest thing that stood out to me on this announcement is the fact that he told us what season two is going to cover, and I am so happy. That is exactly what I wanted him to cover. It is exactly what I thought season two was going to be. A lot of people thought that I was crazy, but I'm very happy that's what's happening. It's covering Lowtown to Drum Island. It's going to end with Chopper and his origin story. And it means that if this goes well and it's renewed again for a third season, the entirety of season three will be the Kingdom of Alabasta, which it definitely deserves its own attention. But I am so excited because they're taking their time and they're giving the big moments that these storylines require because they all influence each character differently. Like Logtown is a big story event place for Luffy and the crew because it properly introduces Smoker. Tashigi, it introduces him to where he declares he's going to be king of the pirates, exactly where the king of the pirates was killed. We have Little Garden, which is a big arc for the character of Usopp, and it introduces giants. We have Whiskey Peak, which introduces Baroque Works and Miss Wednesday. And we have Drum Island, which introduces Tony Chopper. I'm excited. Isaac, I got to ask you, how you feeling? The fact that he has told us exactly what season two will cover.
I like it, and I'm glad they don't put the, um, put so much. There is a lot, granted, already in this season that they are going to cover, but adding on Alabasta would make it even. Oh dear, oh dear,
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense at all.
and which also makes me curious. Consider, I can't. There's a rumor slash speculation going around about crocodile being cast. Wonder how that's handled. So, but that's a story for another day. But I like that they are taking all these for season 2.
Yep. Yep. How about you, Joel? Because I know you've seen. I think you're all the way to Wano, right?
I
Or did
just
you?
started one. I just started one.
You just saw the Wano? Okay, bet. How do you like the nice chunk that we're covering in season 2? Do you think it's more than enough story? Are you excited with where it's going to pick up and where it's going to end?
I am. I'm just. I was one of those people that thought you were crazy because I didn't know. I can't promise that there's a like with Netflix is art. It's hard to believe there's a tomorrow always. So like I didn't want to like lose out on seeing Arabasta. So I figured you can make cuts during this part to fit Arabasta. And maybe extend the season. So like it's like so you can fit it. Because I just felt like I don't trust them to like bring it back. You know, like I don't know how many seasons we're gonna get of this, and I want as much as I can get before. And I really want to try to get to the I can't remember the name of it. The war at the end. Not the end, the middle, technically.
As in Marineford?
Marineford, yes. The
Yeah.
Marineford battle. Yeah, I want to at least
get to Marineford.
At least get to Marineford. So like this one, like I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, I am very excited. It does need the time. As soon as they said that, as soon as they announced the castings for the Giants, I was like, oh, so they're not cutting shit. They're gonna do it. I'm like, I'm curious how far they go, and that's when I started realizing they might actually just cut Arabasta and leave it for next season, and that's exactly what they're gonna do, and I'm fine with that. To me, they're extending it more than I expected them to, and that's really where it comes down to. That the fact that they trust that they'll get the chance to tell that story, I think is probably the most exciting. Is that because that's the only thing that worried me is that I didn't know if they were gonna allow them because like he said, the Grand Line is expensive. It's just gonna get more expensive as they go forward.
Yeah,
a lot of crazy stuff is to come. This is actually just an appetizer because it's not even the major part. It's like a miniature part of the major saga, which is Arabasta, right? It's like it's almost like an intro to like what eventually is to come. But overall, I am excited. I'm very excited. I'm happy he told us that he like got that out of the way.
Yeah.
And we've already started getting castings, and I'm excited about that too.
And it's interesting. And Mike, I don't know how much you have to say because I know you probably have no idea what we're talking about right now.
I'm just here for vibes and colorful commentary. Can't wait. Move on.
But to put something out there which is very interesting is what I love. I wonder what the thinking is, and this is what I think. This is what I speculate. The thinking in the writers' room, or when Oda has the meetings with Matt or whatever, that makes sense to me is that doing it this way means that after season 2, you can literally do one arc per season.
Yeah.
Because literally East Blue is about getting the initial crew together. And then you have the entry to the Grand Line, which is what season 2 is going to be. Because Loketown is the one town prior to Reverse Mountain, which is the entry point into the Grand Line, right? And then Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, and Drum Island is their first adventures in the Grand Line, and it closes with the Shopper. But after that, you can do Alabasta in season 3. You can do Skypiea in season 4. You can do one arc per season if you were to push it that much, right? And at that point, it just makes sense because after Alabasta, it's literally one whole arc. It doesn't break into little arcs anymore. It's just arc per arc per arc per arc. So it makes it a lot easier to streamline the storytelling at that point.
Check the chat, Brandon.
And it would be very interesting if they do it that way. And I would be very excited if that's what they do. And it would make sense with some rumors are out there that they're filming season 2 and 3 back to back. It would make sense, especially with some of the actors' contracts, because there's certain actors, which I do not want to go into details as to spoil their roles in the stories to come. There are certain actors that are going to be crucial for this season and the next that won't be as crucial moving forward.
Right.
So it would make sense that if those rumors are true, that they are
Well,
doing the
somebody's
season
gonna die.
Well,
No.
that's not what we're talking about. That is
No.
not what
No.
we're talking
No.
about. But I'm very excited. Now, I know that Mike he has a flag somewhere going make Chopper a Muppet. I don't know what they're doing. They haven't announced Chopper
I
yet.
can't wait to find out.
To find out what they're doing. I have a feeling that we'll get the first footage of Chopper in Geek Week.
I hope, God, that'd be great.
I hope we get some. I think that's probably why they haven't shown who they cast, because they want to show him. Because Chopper is one of those characters you can't just show a picture of the
Right.
drawing with the casting. People just want to know how Chopper's going to look like.
Mhm.
Here's the
I
thing
think
though.
it's-
That means he's a Muppet because that CG ain't done on Chopper if he's not.
Honestly, I think they're going to go a hybrid
I do
Muppet
too.
slash CGI with a
Which is fine.
sort of like
Yeah.
miniature form, and
They're
they
going
have
to go
some.
Age of Ultron. They're going to go like freaking
Grogu's a
Thanos.
Muppet. That's all I gotta say.
Hey,
He's a voice actor. It's gonna be a voice actor.
Let me continue, Brandon. I think they're going to go Muppet slash CGI on the chibi part, and when he goes into his monster form, they're going stuntman in a costume.
Oh, 100%.
That's the best way to do it. Honestly.
That's the only way to do it.
Right. That's since I've been fan casting in my head. That's the only way I imagined it. I know. It's been happening a long time. I have my fan cast somewhere.
So let's talk about the castings that we have. So I figure I have a nice little picture here where we have everyone that's been cast prior to the announcements of this week. So here we have a plethora of characters, right? We got in the arc, based on the arcs that Oda Sensei has already announced. So we have Miss Valentine and Mr. 3 and Mr. 5 and Mr. 9, which are all going to appear between the Little Garden and Whiskey Peak arcs.
Why are they all numbers? Is this like Codename Kids Next Door or some shit?
Yes, 110%.
Yes.
110%.
Like that, but yeah, I mean,
We have Bragi and Dory, which are big roles in Little Garden.
Yep.
We have Crocus, which is a big role in the Reverse Mountain Twin Peak arc. We have Tachigi and Smoker, which are big roles during the Low Town and towards Alabasta as well. We have Wapol and Dalton, which are big roles in the Drum Island arc. I am very excited. By the way, I think all of us were amazed that David Dasmalchian is playing Mr. 3, which is, again,
He has
crazy
said
character.
openly on there was on a podcast that he wanted to join the One Piece world. So maybe they could. Maybe it's on a similar thing like Amy. Is it Jamie Curtis that wanted to be the Doctor at some point but couldn't?
Yeah.
So he has took the role. And by the way, just a side note. There isn't exactly confirmed, but we might have a actor for Bartolomeo also, because
For who?
Bartolomeo, you know,
Bart. You mean Rooster?
yeah, because there's an actor that for some reason has updated his resume playing him. And all that jazz, which is kind of dumb since it's not.
If he cameos,
That is
like because
he's
he's shown
probably
it,
a
right?
cameo.
He's supposed to be at that whole scene with Luffy.
He's
you kind of
he's in
see
Low
a younger,
Town.
and you kind of already see a younger version of him, when the King of the Pirates was assassinated.
Right.
Yeah,
So he's around somewhere. So him being cast because he does have somewhat of a cameo role in Lowtown.
That's all I think it is, though. I think it's just a cameo.
Yeah. So that's probably why they're not going out of their way to announce it,
Right.
because it's not a
probably.
major role.
Right.
It's just going to be like an extra kind of, because in reality, he doesn't really that character doesn't become a big character Tail Dressrosa.
Oh yeah, and
What?
And
No,
that-
until
I was
It's a
then.
gonna put
minute.
her there.
It's
Like,
a minute.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
it
not
was
really good.
later.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
it's a
Dressrosa.
while.
It's Dressrosa. So, but yeah, so I know half, if not any of these people. I don't really know that many people here, apart from the guy from Batgirl or Batwoman.
I know him. Yeah.
But
And David.
I'm excited for this cast. I'm excited that all these characters are going to be there. I'm excited to see how they do the Giants, because
What?
the Giants.
The Giants.
Okay,
This will make sense later.
Dory
carry
and
on.
Bogey.
Mike, I'm going to make it very simple. Little Garden is where Usopp and the crew first meet Giants, and the Giants that they meet are Broggy and Dory.
Right.
How giant are these giants?
Oh,
Are
they're
these, like,
giants.
Titans, like
They're Giants.
okay.
They're Giants. Yes.
All I have to contribute to this side of the conversation is I actually do know most of this cast, and they actually are very good. So I'm excited to see them in this show. And Julia Renwald was in Fear Street with Emily Rudd, so that's neat.
Oh, nice.
I didn't recognize.
Reconnect.
Yep.
So I'm very excited. Part of me wants them to recreate the anime trope with Crocus, where they do all the takes. It's become a meme at this point. Joel knows exactly what I'm talking about. Some people understand at home because they know I'm crazy. But I love the cast. But let's talk about the cast that was announced this week. So to start, we have the announcement of Chopper's adoptive human parents. For those that don't know who Chopper is, Tony Chopper is an actual reindeer that accidentally ate the human devil fruit, which gave him the ability to change shapes into different type of humanoid forms, gives him the ability to speak, think, and gain knowledge. Go ahead.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, Mike.
Okay, I have a question. So, if a human ate this devil fruit, what would happen to them?
I don't know. I would assume they would
Good
change their.
point.
I have no clue whatsoever.
Question.
Once you said,
has
I'm
not-
like, wait, what?
It has not been explained. But when he ate the Zoan fruit, he was first adopted by Dr. Haralook, which is the one that gives him the name of Tony Chopper and teaches him medicine and chemistry. And then he becomes adopted by Dr. Kureha, played by the phenomenal Katie Seagal, which I know it's not Jamie Lee Curtis, but I am very happy with
This
this
is a
casting.
very good second.
So
round,
good.
right?
Not even a second pick. I can see this as a main pick anyway.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I like it, because it's not like, oh, we didn't get Jamie Lee, but no, we got someone of that caliber as well, especially when you go back to the different types of characters that she's played throughout her career. And those that know who Dr. Kureha is and how she is with Chopper.
I'm gonna
Like
look
it's-
at her.
Yes, 100%.
Was Mark cast off of his name alone?
Absolutely.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like Wong was named after his. It was casted because of his name, not because.
I just can't wait for Mark Haralick to be in the full costume, because we know he's gonna get the hair. That's gonna have the whole hair thing going on. It's gonna happen.
I can't wait.
So great. So Isaac, are you excited for this casting?
While I don't know who Mark Hellick is, I do love the casting of Carrera, honestly.
Yes.
Even
So
though I do find it funny how Peg goes from, well, Peg to a doctor's. Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest role I ever seen her in is Married with Children. So.
Love and marriage.
She did Sons of Anarchy. She was great in that too.
Yes.
And she's
The
obviously
fact that she's 70 surprised me.
Yeah, she look at her. Man, it's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. That
100%.
that fit even a doctor. I mean, Cora is she old, but still she's she thinks she's young, and that works for her though.
Exactly, which is just Korea is all about the attitude.
It is. It's
She
all
can
about
kick
that.
ass and take names.
She truly
Um,
is. It's the main bee. Let's just put that one.
yeah. Now, the next character to me was a surprise because you don't really see a lot of this character in the arcs, but I like the fact that they're going to make this tells me that they're going to make it a point to set up Alabasta towards
Absolutely.
the end of the season as a place that they're going. And that is the casting of Mohinder Suresh, aka
Wow.
Sandil Ramamurthy.
Deep cut.
Yeah, bro, heroes, brother. Mohinder. Um,
So,
Sendil Ramamurthy as Nefertari Cobra. For those that don't know who Nefertari Cobra is, he is the king of Alabasta. And I love the fact that the cast is going out of their way to honor Oda Sensei's inspirations of the nationality and races of the characters he's creating.
mhm,
Because Alabasta literally feels like a Middle Eastern Egyptian country.
mhm.
And they're looking for people that will fit those roles. Hence why also the actress that was cast as Vivi falls right in line with that. But I'm very excited because this is a big character. And he plays a big role. And I like the fact that he's going to have a lot of fun too, because of certain things that happen during the Alabasta arc with his character. But I'm very excited for this casting. Were you excited, Joel, when you found out?
Yes, I love Mohinder Suresh as well.
Yeah.
I liked him on that. I liked him on The Flash. I was a big fan of him
Yes.
overall. Um, it's his acting overall. I think he's
Yeah.
a very underrated actor.
Yeah.
And this role is, I mean, it can be a big one for him. Like this
Yeah.
can be very big for him.
And it's
Especially-
against type for the things that he's done in the past
yes,
too.
absolutely.
Like because Cobra is a very stoic,
yes,
kind-hearted, like inspirational figure.
right.
Yeah.
It is a little different, but I again a guy that I think could pull off almost anything you give him. I know I've heard some complaining because he's not exactly Egyptian; he's like Indian or whatever. And the same thing with
Same.
but I mean, it's nothing I care about because again, they're inspired by, not exact. They're not real. Those are not real countries. Airbus is not real. Like they're just inspired by. It's by
Yes.
Middle Eastern overall, or Indian and Egyptian. You know, it's a little bit of both. So
As long as he rocks the tut like
yes,
goatee,
give me
I'm
the
good
cut
with
and the
that.
long hair.
give him
I'm happy.
the long goatee, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Look, that's what I liked about the first season of One Piece.
You went muted, bro. For some reason, you went mute.
I don't know what happened. My bad.
I'm
That's what
not
I like.
alone. Thank you. See,
I don't know what happened. It just muted.
that's what happened to me. I'm just pointing that out.
I
That's
was like, what happened? No, but I was trying to say that I did like what I liked about the first season is they weren't afraid to go there.
Yeah.
Like aesthetically, like that was my favorite part. Like no matter what you look like, they nailed the look of
Yes.
the majority of the characters. You can
Yes.
recognize them just by what they're wearing and their hair and their facial.
Yeah.
They weren't afraid to go there, and I appreciate that.
Well, one of the things that always stood out to me from the beginning, for the first time I saw the trailer for the live action, is that they've created this. It doesn't feel like an adaptation. It feels like an invitation to a fantasy world.
Yes.
It has this fantasy-like cinematography and aesthetic,
Yeah.
and which allows us to suspend disbelief for whatever it is that we see there.
Right.
Like Buggy makes sense in this world.
In that world,
Luffy
yeah.
makes sense in this world. Luffy going, oh, so that's where the sword goes. Like those things make sense in this world, and I think that's what makes this adaptation so successful. Isaac, thoughts on this casting?
I haven't seen the dude in anything, so I can't really talk about the acting wise. But he looks the part, so
You can pull it off.
Mike, just by seeing the picture, what are your thoughts?
Well, he's a great actor, so I'm sure he's gonna kill it in this role. I'm the reverse of Isaac, where I know more about the actor than the character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fine with it. I feel the concern, like I don't know this character, but seeing like the online backlash to these castings,
It's,
I I can't speak on whether I agree or disagree because again, I don't know the lore and the character. But like, if that casting was important to a specific subgroup of people, I kind of hate that that was changed for them, considering every other casting in the show has been fairly accurate. So that's a small concern. But again, I'm talking about things I don't really understand that much, so I'm not going to try and make an opinion one way or the other on that. But
Honestly, I can see the complaints also because there's up to debate on how where the where and how Alabasta is set in. If it's more Egypt, if it's more India, because it's a mix of both. I dare argue.
If it's a mix of both, then I guess they have the creative freedom to choose one or the other.
To me, Oda gave the green light, so that for me it was very much.
I feel like that's also very specific and weird on my part from the outside looking in. Where this, outside of the main four, this is the first casting of season 2 where it's just like Oda picked these people out, he approved of it, and it felt like that was Netflix trying to get ahead of it a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like he didn't say that with any of the other castings, which is kind of weird. But okay,
yeah. Like
I mean, I'm sure there was. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, like you're saying, like Oda went out of his way. It's like, hey guys, we're announcing these people very soon. Like, yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it makes me go back. Like a lot of times, we're thinking about what the things that Oda has greenlit or agreed to or said that it was okay, and then you go back to the idea that they even went to Oda to ask him if there's electricity in the world of One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's important.
And Oda had to like go back to his like. And go and come back. Yes, there's electricity.
That was that might be my favorite random exclusive that I ever cracked. It's just like, oh, okay, electricity exists in One Piece. Never knew that.
Yeah. But my thing with the casting is like, I'm just happy that they went again. They went there, and the fact that they took the inspiration that he had when he was making these characters, and they went out and cast it that way. Because I really thought they were just gonna have an Asian lead, and I would have been okay with that. You know, I fan casted as an Asian lead, and they went Hispanic. They went. I mean, he was based off of a Brazilian, but he's Mexican. Again, he's Mexican. That is different. So
yes,
like they've already done this before. It's not the first time it's happened. They did it with the main character. So
they picked someone that was close to the original inspiration, but they cared more about how this person can carry the character, which is really what matters.
Right.
I mean, you can't imagine anybody but Inaki playing Luffy at this
point. It's hard now, right?
Like, you can't imagine anyone but McCann you play Zoro, bro.
It really is hard now.
I mean, even Oda said, thank you for being born to play. I can't imagine anyone else playing Luffy. And Inaki have a hard time not starting to cry with you.
Also, happy birthday, Inaki. Don't get in any more trouble.
Happy birthday, Kiki.
King.
Yep. Now, the last announcement that was amazing and great was the announcement of Sharithra Chandran as Miss Wednesday. I tried to protect the world and say, hey guys, it's Miss Wednesday. This is who she's cast as. But then she announced herself as a different character, so I can't gatekeep it anymore. Now, Mike, before I go into this, Mike, do you know who she's playing?
I mean, I heard that she was called a different name, but I still don't know who any of these people are, so it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm trying to say. For
she's great in Bridgerton, though, and she's cute, so I'm down.
For One Piece, for non-One Piece fan, hearing Vivian, hearing Miss Sunday, that doesn't matter really. It's only really ones that know about it.
The only spoiler is that I now know this character goes by 2 different names, which, like, when that comes up in the show is probably going to be annoying, but like I still know what that means. But okay,
yes. So that's why I disagree with you, with Brandon, that it's big issue of announcing her
Well,
as movie because it says yak shit for a non One Piece anime watcher / manga readers.
well, the thing is
To be
this:
perfect,
I don't disagree with you, but for me, I wanted to keep that nice surprise for those that are live action only, because that is a new set of audience that exists now. There's an audience that
fair
only
point.
knows about the live action. And Miss Wednesday, as announced as Miss Wednesday, which, by the way, that's how One Piece Netflix announced it,
Yeah.
makes me go like,
They believe
okay,
it themselves.
they're announcing it as Miss Wednesday. I'm glad they're doing that because because it is a revelation when she is announced to be someone else.
Yeah,
And
that part is spoiled. What the revelation is and
Well,
why it happens, I don't
Her
know.
name
Like,
is spoiled. You still don't know the connection to why.
true, that's
Yeah.
true. But I would have liked it to be
Who?
like I like the idea of the mystery because I know the secret that people are going to figure out. You know what I mean? Because I think it's a nice turn when it happens in the anime and in the book. So, especially with how big that role becomes, it's the same thing as I'm going to do the same thing when they announce Miss All Sunday. I'm going to be pissed if they announced it differently.
That's a
Because-
big character, though.
Again, and that's what I mean. Like, these are characters that are not presented as big till they are big.
They are, yeah.
You know what I
it's
mean?
like
And
announcing
probably even
Zuko as the
bigger.
blue spirit. You just don't do that. Let that be a surprise.
correct. Exactly. So, but at the same time, she went out of her way to say, thank you for trusting me as Vivi. She didn't use the epithet that goes with that name, so I'm okay with
Good.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, I think she's awesome. I kind of want to see her with the blue hair to see how they're going to do
Oh,
that.
I don't even doubt that she's gonna have blue hair.
No, I want to
considering-
see it.
I
wanna see
agree.
it.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I want to.
So I'm excited for that.
She got her
I'm ex-
eyes. I don't know how they nailed the eyes, but she.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is kind of crazy. So, but to be honest, I'm excited that they've announced this big of a character because she's introduced in the Whiskey Peak arc, and then she goes on to play a role in what comes after Whiskey Peak. So I'm excited for this character that we finally have a face to that character. But we still have two very big characters that are introduced or teased and those are what are we looking at?
I just loved her comment at Inaki's birthday post.
He had fun last night. That's all we're gonna say.
What are we looking that okay, so moving on. Okay. So there's two characters, one that is teased that we know for a fact is only going to be teased in season 2, but they have to announce. And Oda already said in the announcement that he put out there that will be announced, and that is going to be Miss All Sunday, because he does mention her, right?
Sure.
And that's going to be this character right here. So we know that this is probably one of the announcements that's going to be made either in Geek Week or it's just going to be or is this going to be revealed in what was that?
There's a look at Mike's face. He's like,
Hey,
recognize
You
it?
know who's playing her, don't you?
I am contractually obligated to keep my mouth shut about a multitude of things. But anyway, fun stuff.
so we haven't announced Miss All Sunday and we have not announced Tony Chopper, which is probably going to happen in Geek Week, and I'm excited that we're going to get to see something. I kind of want to see the first look of, as opposed to just seeing an actor.
Because you're not going to see anyway. You're not sure.
Correct.
I want to hear. We're going to hear the actor.
Yes.
That I would like. I would love to hear and see him for the first time.
Yes.
But I don't know.
What do you want Chopper to sound like?
Good question.
I want it to sound like a child.
It'll probably be a woman. That's the voice.
That's kind of the whole thing about Chopper. He's like this,
kid.
So
yeah.
More Tara Strong, less Bill Hader. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I'm just
I'm-
at like I've never heard the dude speak, so like I don't know if he's got like a deep voice
You've
or
never
high
heard Chopper's
voice. Like,
Oh, it's very high pitched. It's
yeah, yeah.
it's like a
So,
normal chibi.
I'm
What
excited.
do you imagine a chibi sound like? That's what he sounds.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I'm excited for season 2. I like where this is going. I know we're not getting season 2 till the end of next year, I believe, right? I think it's
Is that what they said?
it's-
Probably about the earliest. I mean, they're still filming. I'm sure they have a
Yeah.
crap ton of VFX they need to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
I think
they got freaking giants.
I can't wait to see how big they are.
I heard Kate Segal said in a podcast before she got confirmed that she were going to soon go away and shoot something that would shoot basically to the year's end. So
There you
they'll
go.
probably stop shooting it in December. So yeah, early.
It fits
Was
wherever
that-
they're filming, where it's snowing, probably, right? You know?
Hey, there's a
That
lot of
makes sense.
snow in Drum Island.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
very nice.
And I can say it right now. Take that with a grain of salt, but there has been 2 names floating around for each for specific characters, and one of them was Sharita Chandran for Miss for Vivi, and there has been Lera Abova for Miss
Yeah.
Sunday.
That's the first one.
I don't know who any of these people are, apart from the one that was announced as Vivi, but hey, man, as long as they do the characters justice,
That's this. Yeah.
I'm okay with. I'm
I didn't
okay
know
with that.
anybody from
One
that.
of the one that was
that's fair.
the one that was rumored was for Vivi was the one that was
Cast.
Yeah.
cast.
So we might know who the next casting is. We'll have to wait and see. But
So I'm going to throw this out there. So, and the reason I'm going to throw this out there is because the way the seasons are going to be done, it would make sense for them to be able to get their hands on a high caliber actor to do a big role for a season, and then we don't see him again. If you guys would, so we know for a fact that one of the biggest characters in season 3 is Warlord of the Sea, Crocodile. If you were to, let me get a picture here so Mike could just get an idea of who this guy is.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Stop.
No, stop it.
Okay, I tried.
Fan cast this crocodile.
If you were to cast, let me try and get a picture of this guy. Oh, this is a nice picture.
I think it was Arlong, and I didn't know who that actor was either.
Neither did I. So if you were to, if you had the ability to fan cast this guy, who would you cast as Crocodile?
I have no idea what this guy's personality is like. Just off of vibe.
He's literally like a gangster,
I was gonna say he's
like
very
a mafia boss. That's
Yeah.
kind of like how he
Hear me
portrays
out,
himself. Go ahead.
Colin Farrell, because that'd be funny.
Oh, that
Oh, because he's doing Penguin.
was-
Hey, you're not wrong. What do you think,
Not
Joel?
bad. That's not.
Who would you cast as? Who would you cast as Crocodile?
That's a toughie. He's a imposing man compared to a
Yes.
lot of everyone else. And then I've seen the fan cast out there.
What's the fan cast?
I think it was Joe Manganiello. His name was out there.
I was about to say the same.
Yo,
There is a speculation about him
Yeah,
playing
I heard
Crocodile.
that
because
would be.
he is
He has everything.
He has the frame.
He has the whole thing. He has it all, bro.
he has said that he's been in South Africa, and Matt is following him, and I do believe he's even following One Piece Netflix and all that kind of yeah. So there's
That'd be a big
high
role for him.
speculation that he is Crocodile. So
I'm not sure.
I
how much of
do
him
even
will fit this season.
take this also with a massive grain of salt, but I do believe Daniel RPK even said that he's casted that.
Did he?
Yeah, way back. And I know who is cast as him, don't you?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know everything. Damn.
Look at Mike. He's like,
it was just your.
we have DMs. You know what to do.
It's just gonna be. I have no clue.
I mean,
I say Joe.
But
I say Joe myself because I think
Joe's in a bad
it
option.
could work.
But if it wasn't Joe, an alternate option.
Henry Coyle.
Who?
Former Superman, Cavill.
Henry
I heard Coyle for a second. I'm like,
I heard Coyle too. Like, what?
That's not a bad option.
Sorry.
Henry Cavill. That's a big. I mean, like width wise. Like,
but he has it. You know.
I mean, he does. He's stocky dude.
He has it.
The Cavalrine.
That's definitely out of type for me. For Cavill, that'd be interesting
to be a villain like that. Yo, you know who can also do it?
Just for the season.
I think he has. No, I think he's too big.
Too big an actor?
No, too big. Like, I was thinking of Alan Richter, but he's like.
Oh, Richardson. Oh,
Alan Richter.
You should play Whitebeard if anything.
Yes,
Richardson.
Yeah. He's
good
too.
Guy. I mean, that's a massive man too, though.
Yeah, he's too big of a man.
That's so funny.
This used to be his problem in so many of our fan casts. Like
no. Okay, this is way too big of a fan cast, but I think he would kill it as Crocodile. And I know it's not going to happen. It will not happen. Benicio del Toro.
Oh,
bro,
that's not bad,
bro. I can already see him with the cigar.
Oh yeah,
cigar. Yo, yes,
that would be good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a real good one.
Yeah,
I can see it. That's a good one.
But I like the idea that because of a lot of these villains being one shot in a season,
right?
You can get big names and they leave the season and go like. And I think as the show continues to grow, they'll be able to pull
big
other big names like this. So
that's actually a good way to pull because they're only going to be there for the season anyway.
And that's it.
Done. Yeah, you can leave.
Yeah. I mean, you do have some characters that come back because traditionally, Luffy does not kill villains. He just crushes their dreams. So they're still somewhere.
Don't mess with me, man.
He kills their souls.
Yes.
He really does, though.
Well, guys, I think we've done the thing, right? Like, I think. So, do we think we get Miss All Sunday and Chopper announced? Do we get anybody else announced? Is there someone that we're missing that hasn't been announced? In your
if they're setting up Alabasta, they could show off Crocodile in some fashion.
Yeah, I don't think we get an Ace casting till season 3.
I was gonna say Ace. This is the next.
Yeah, I could see Ace if they want to.
They could cameo Ace. They really at the end.
But see, personally, but you don't meet him till Alabasta. Unless they really are shooting the seasons back to back, there's no point in announcing him in Geek Week. You know what I mean? Unless they are indeed doing the seasons back to back.
Is fair.
If they're doing it back to back, please be solo.
I'd argue
that he would be perfect for it.
He would be. I mean, a lot of us would like to see that. I'm 100% down. Ace is a big one. I mean, there's some other numbers out there that I wonder if they're in it at all.
Oh, like number 1?
Yeah.
Well, Miss Golden Week hasn't been announced. Number 1, Miss Double Finger, Mr.
Hey, relax.
What? That's her name. That's the name. Miss All Christmas.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mike is just, what the fuck are you talking about?
What is this show, man?
I'm just saying the names, bro. Like, they haven't announced Pellic and Chala.
Well, what was...
So there's still a couple of guys that have not been cast that wouldn't make sense for them to be announced unless they're doing season 3 and 2 back to
soon. Right. Like, I don't need to see them right now anyway. You're right. This is true.
Yeah. So I'm okay with Ace not being announced. But were you going to drop something or say something, Mike?
I got distracted by the litany of names you sent my way, and I'm the thought's gone. It's fine.
So, guys, I think we've done the thing.
Random theory and comment just to freeze Mike some more without any content. A popular theory is that Crocodile is Luffy's mother in some fashion.
What are we doing, bro? This is not the time.
This is very much.
This is stop.
Conspiracy theory.
This is nothing. This is not even something we should even consider talking about until
I know.
Impel Down.
It was
we
just
don't know
funny to mention.
No,
It's
Yes.
Let
it's
it
a
go.
rabbit hole stuff. Like when you go too far, you're never coming out.
Guys, we did the thing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a like, subscribe, so you don't miss a thing here on the Amateur Otaku podcast. We're talking anime, manga, Luffy's mom, I guess, every single week here on the channel. I'm tossing it back to Brandon now.
Wait, last fan cast, which I just remembered him, which I know for a fact that they have not announced him at all, and they're supposed to reveal him officially, which I think they kind of already did. So let me put a picture on. And the reason they have to announce him in one way, shape, or form is because he plays a role in the Loketown arc. And that is, I'm not going to say who he is. I'm just going to show the picture. This guy.
Broly.
Tattoo
They
man.
teased him in the first season. They actually casted someone to fill in for that role, and they cut his role out.
No, he is there.
I know,
see the cape. Yeah, but you don't see the face.
Right,
because remember, you never see the face till Loketown.
Gotcha.
And you don't get,
But he's
not
right.
revealed, and he's not revealed. Like his identity's not revealed.
You don't even know who he is until later.
Till like Marine.
He also Luffy's mom.
Relax.
No.
Look, I gotta ask now.
You know what? Because Isaac opened that freaking can of worms. I'm gonna tell you. This is Monkey D. Dragon.
Do with that as you may. There's a lot of D's out there.
Garb's son.
Gotcha.
There you go.
There you go. So
That was close.
Hey,
I mean, unfortunately.
maybe he was.
I'm sorry if your name's Monkey D. It's an easy jump.
It is.
Yes. So, guys, we've done the thing. We've talked the One Piece. We've talked live action season 2. We're all very excited, and we can't wait to talk more. Maybe we revisit season 2 news when Geek Week airs and spoils the hell out of casting that we haven't seen yet.
Okay,
but till next time, stay awesome, chase your dreams, and go watch One Piece because it's amazing. You guys are awesome. Joel, if people wanted to find you, where do they find you, bro?
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Joel_J27. And on YouTube now, we have a podcast called Unhealthy and Unstable. So we do it every Wednesday. And we even do some streaming sometimes. We haven't done lately because we've been busy, but we do some streaming on Thursday as well, so on Twitch.
Link me the podcast, and I can put it in the down below.
I will do so.
Isaac, where can people find you? Do you exist?
Well, you can find me here at the Amateur Otaku. You can find me writing at the Wolf Rights. And you can find me at Exxon Emblemaniac, as it says on the name. And, well, I'm working on some other stuff at the same time, but
nice.
That's hopefully it's going good. It will be good.
Mike, I do not disagree with your hashtag. I 100% agree. If people needed to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me at Make Chopper a Muppet on Twitter. That's a joke, but maybe I'll make my account going forward. But no, you can find my musings on the Chatter after the Amateur Otaku here. We're talking anime. On the Chatter, we actually just launched a new podcast series called Assembled, which is epic. Talking superheroes every other week. That's a blast. Check that out. We talked animation. this week. You can find me at collider.com. I actually did interview the composer and the costume designer, this production designer of One Piece. Those are still up on the site over there. That was really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, yeah, hashtag Nami still Nami. You guys get it.
You can find me on X, Twitter. I don't know what to call it anymore. At Monkey D Braffy. And you can find me here on the Amateur Otaku podcast and on the Chatter After, talking movies and stuff. We'll see you next time, guys. Stay awesome. Keep watching anime. Peace.
Bankai!